Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 12 Experimental, and at the moment we're sat in the SV in the middle of nowhere. I will explain the reason for that in a minute, but first I want to give you a little bit of an update of where we are. Since the last video, what I've done is I've gone out and explored the whole planet. So I was hoping to find an abandoned factory or something like that I could get in and get some basic supplies from. And to be honest, I found a couple of interesting things. We've got an Elder's Tomb over here, which could be worth looking at. The only downside with this is the fact that it's going to be mainly organic stuff, but that could be useful. We've also got an unknown helix over here. No, not here, which I think I've already been to. We've also got an unknown artifact here. I will show you that at the end of the video. But here we are at the moment, and you can see what we've got in front of us is a crashed DSC back and a crashed transport, and that's where I want to go at the moment. I want to go in and loot those because I've been thinking a little bit about the way forward, and I definitely feel that I need to get the capital vessel up and running, this MCR Pioneer. And I've been out and done some looting. I emptied an iron mine to get some iron ingots, and the real problem is going to be the neodymium, so we've got to find thrusters. Now, I was looking into titanium rods, and I think in the last video I was saying that I wanted to put a constructor on this SV, but the problem I've got is that if I put a constructor on the SV, it will take me over the tier 1. I actually tested this in creative mode, and the penalty is pretty dire from the point of fuel consumption. So then I thought, well, what I'm going to need to do is take this ship up to tier 2, which should be relatively straightforward, except for one thing, that in order to make a tier 2 upgrade, I need a flux coil. And at the moment I've only got one. And in order to make a flux coil, I actually need titanium rods, the armored blocks. You get titanium plates, because the production system seems to be all titanium rods, titanium plates. So looting armored blocks does not give you the titanium rods to make the flux coils, which then allows you to make the tier 2. So in some ways, I've got to find titanium ore, which means we're going to have to go up into space, which makes life a little bit complicated. What I want to do in this part is I want to get out onto this crashed DSC and see if we can loot out the thrusters. You can see in front of us are some Xerax bases, which we'll probably skim close to and take a look. I'm hoping I can get away with this without being attacked by drones. Now, the next problem I've got is going to be temperature. If I land on the top of this ship, because this planet is really hot, so we're just going to drop down here and just turn the thrusters off. And if I stand up, you see here the temperature is already 56 degrees, and this is not going to make life easy for us. Let's just put that. I think I can core it from here. And what we'll do is we'll put the core down underwater, because that tends to give the AI a little bit of a problem. Just tuck it in here, and we'll just have a quick look round. I'm hoping that there's going to be thrusters on the back of this, because I remember correctly. Yeah, wow, we got 9 thrusters on the back. Well, we certainly want those. I don't know what else is there. We're already starting to overheat. This is going to be pain. And let's see what else we got in here. We got the 9 thrusters, a couple of automatic doors, sentry doors, 1 cargo box. Well, we'll take it. We'll take anything we can. Okay, we're now getting cooked. We've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is an odd one down there. I think what I'm going to have to do. I wonder if this will work. Just have to go swimming, I think. I'll drop the ship down. Looks a little bit too low. And just keep you tucked in there. Right, I can work underwater. Can I get this connected? I think, right. Now, I think the most I can take off of here at any one time is 2 thrusters. And of course, we're going to sink to the bottom, but that's okay. Make sure we retrieve blocks. We'll take the one in the center first. Of course, if you're starting on the temperate planet, this would give you an oxygen issue. But because of this start, it's not a problem because we're working with oxygen anyway. Just check to see. Yep. So, you just drop that on there. So we have to do them 2 at a time. Let's see what we get from here. I really want to see how much it pushes up the neodymium. It's good, but not as high as I was hoping for. That's the way it goes. And the more I see is the more I'm convinced we're going to have to go out into space. So just get off these thrusters. Drop them down here. In there. Get another couple off. Some more off here. Dropping them in. This is, I mean, there's no point me scrapping them. Just take these off. Keep an eye out for drones coming in as well. I'm very exposed down here. Oops, take that. Grab this. Yeah, it's going to be a long, slow process to get the neodymium. I mean, the key factors is the neodymium and the saphium, but I can actually get the saphium from the combat blocks round by the large wreckage. We'll take the windows as well while we're at it. And this has got silicon in it, so we might as well work our way into the ship. See what else we can get here. And everything we get from here is going to be to go up into the factory. We'll take that as well. With that. Oops, I will fill up. Thank you, game. We're certainly going to drop that in, that in, that in. And we must put the steel plates up there as well. How am I doing for oxygen? I'm okay. Put that in. Keep just pushing this out. I mean, most of it's steel plates, so. Right. There's fuel tanks in here somewhere. Right, the fuel tanks are down this way. I'll take the sentry guns. I know there's not much to them, but these antennas are really big. What's the volume on them? Oh, it's 2.43. That's really big, those antennas. So we'll just, what do you get from them? Well, it's copper. I'll just put this up straight away. Nope. Put this on. Put them up straight away. Oh, it's actually stuck that time. Right, fuel tanks. That's the cargo box. Well, I'm really interested in the fuel tanks. Three there. I think that's all the fuel tanks are now gone. Just have a quick look. Yep, so we got just a cargo box, got a couple of automated armor doors, which are probably those there, which could be useful. Let's put the fuel tanks up. Okay. What we get from this. Okay, this gives us Sathium. That gives me all of the Sathium I need. Oh, that solves that problem. That's good. We'll take the armored doors. Okay, we'll take that. I think that's oops. I think that's about everything we can get from here. I think what's left now is just steel blocks. I seem to have be low on multi ammunition. Oh, I must have forgotten to pick up the extras I made. Okay. I think that's all we can get from here. So we're going to drop the weapon. Then we're going to go swim to the surface. And look at 63 degrees. If I'd been stood up on the top here, I would have been absolutely fried. Okay. I think what we will do is we'll just fly towards this lot and see what this is. I don't really want to mix it up because we're not really set up for combat at the moment. We're set up for looting. Right, we found a weapons bunker. What's that over there? So I think that's actually a Xerex temple. Yep. Loads of minigun drones hanging around, which probably means patrols. I'd certainly love to get in here and take this area over, but we need better armor and better weapons for this Xerex colony. Oh, we've attracted their attention. Now, I'm not expecting much from this crash transport, because I think it's just got very basic kit on it. Again, we're just going to get in close. I think it's about as close as we can get. Yeah, I know we're in Xerex territory. Left the ship off. Get as close as we can. 37, 36, 35. Yeah, you can just see it below the surface now, so I'm gonna go swimming. Right. How's the oxygen? Oxygen's a little bit low. Just top the oxygen up. Is it going to be worth coring this? Yeah, I mean, I've got the core for it. So let's just actually just put it a bit lower. Core it there. First person. Well, we got an ammo box. Wow. If I ever put on CB weapons, I have the ammunition. We've got one cargo box. Got a little bit of stuff in as well. Got a couple of tier 2. Got one tier 2 fuel. Got a closet. I'll certainly mark that. See what we can find in the closet. Got some lights, but and is this? Here's the fuel tank. And of course, as soon as we put the weapon on, we sink to the bottom. That's okay. Go for full blocks. That's what we got here. Night vision goggles. That could be useful. Why won't it let me pick them up? Item not accepted. Volume capacity of. Said to me I've lost them. I'm going to be really annoyed. Might be just in front of me. Yep. course, that's one of the features of the game. If you're overloaded, it drops it at your feet, not where you think your drone is. So that's something you need to remember. And I think that is about it. I suppose we could just go for some basic salvage, just to make it worthwhile putting the core on it. We could actually have a look underwater as well. I mean, we could be missing precious resources. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything here of any great value. Where did I put the core? There it is. We'll take the core back, get some resources back. The core is probably the most valuable thing left on the ship. Take the weapon off. Means we can go swimming. Let's see what's underneath here. Oh, that looks very much like fatty moss scrape. Oh, that's alien plasma. That could be useful. Let me see. Let's get down here. Don't want to get too far away from the ship, just in case we run into a pteropod or anything like that. I'll certainly take the alien plasma. That'd be useful. Make some medication. At least we got some markers to show me on the way back where I need to get back to. Some rock there, but I'm not interested in the rock. This is alien plasma T6. It's all good stuff. Certainly going to take this. And oops, over. Certainly going to grab that. Looks like we got some seaweed here as well. How am I doing for oxygen? Oxygen's again starting to get a little bit low. And I've got some plant protein. We'll just get out here and pick up a little bit in this area. At the moment I'm still living on some energy bars. I did loot out what was left of the Heidelberg, and in there I actually found some how can you say, tins of meat tucked away in some vault that I actually missed. Here, grab that and grab that and that. And I think we'll just work our way back towards the ship now. Kind of through this area here. I'm gonna risk. Oops, there's something there. It's like a block, which is not. Oh, this is not seaweed. Okay. There's obviously something here that's not. Or have I already picked all this stuff up? Probably. Anyway, let's get back to the ship. There's the ship. No, swim up to it. Oops. Not as close to the surface as I thought I was. Okay, let's just do it this way. It's just a question of hooking the ship. Get out of the water. Low on oxygen again, but then we have been swimming. Grab this. And just put this into the fridge so I know where it is. Don't need to refrigerate this because it doesn't actually fail. Actually, let's just take off 4 of those. Oops. Play out and put these into here. Cancel that. And oops, nope. we want that. Cancel, go into here, and we'll just make a couple of these. So, well, we can shoot an energy bar while we're at it. And we've still got a little bit of time. I think what I want to do is come over this way, and I'm just going to show you the unknown artifact here. Now, there's no way we equipped to investigate that. In fact, there's some taxid down here. Well, just going to try a little bit of promethium as well. Come here. I saw some promethium over this way somewhere. There it is, just tucked over back there, beyond the skeleton. I have to keep an eye out for spitting bugs here. The temperature's pretty high as well. Wow. There it is. I think we can get the promethium, especially with this our souped up drill. Wouldn't mind some more cobalt as well. Okay, just get into here. Oh yeah, and a big thank you to the person who actually left me a tip about these blue trees. Let me just cool down and I'll just stop and show this to you all. They actually pointed out that these big blue trees in this area here can be a great source of wood. Let me just put the survival tool on. Did mean to actually make a chainsaw. Never mind. But if I come in here, we put the go to defense mode. You can really get big piles of logs from mining these. There we are. Look, we got 11 logs there. So a couple of those, and you're really in business. Is there anything else on the ground here? There's a little bit of promethium. I'll also stop and pick that up. Change back to the magic drill. Look around, that's just ordinary rock. Jump back in before I overheat. Just press that. Let's get that. Yeah, am I for volume? Pretty good for volume, actually. Let me just get rid of those armored doors and the fuel tanks and the furnishings. So what do we get from an armored door? We're not getting neodymium. No neodymium. That should give me some planks, so that's giving me the wooden planks. Got to look on the positive. Right, so let's go up and I'll show you this unknown artifact. As I said, we're not really equipped to take this on now. I mean, it's a great source of loot, but truthfully, to go in and take this place down, what you really need is good weapons, sniper weapons, and probably heavy armor. So if we actually come here, because one of the problems with this is that, as you can see, it's up in the air. Therefore, if you get into here and you get killed and you decide to respawn in this area, you respawn on the ground, and therefore the only other option is you respawn in a clone center, which takes you a long way away from where your SV or whatever ship you used to arrive here, and also your backpack. So this is not a good place to go into with light armor. Just to show you, we come into here. Well, it's a great source of loot. You can see we've got a couple of horrors here, and I think there's also scorpions in here. then you have to blast through these doors, and behind here is even more bad news. So getting into this outer area without good armor and good weapons can be fun, but it's a great source to actually loot. I just need to be equipped properly to do it. You can see all these resources up here, loads of stuff, but not for the moment. I'm only wearing light armor at the moment. I can imagine what state it's actually in, because I've done, yeah, so I've got only durability of 206 out of 400. Yeah, so we're not going to wrangle with that just at the moment. I wouldn't mind getting down into this radiation area and see if we can get another one of these big trees before we leave, because that would solve my carbon substrate problem. What's that over there? What's that pulsing thing there? Oh, that radioactive mushroom. Can't collect it. Okay. What we'll do is just move a little bit closer to this. There's two trees here. There's a little bit of promethium here as well. Jump out. Get the survival tool fired up. Two of these, which should be more than enough for my carbon substrate requirements. So just grab the taxid, and then we're here. We'll just grab the promethium. We're doing okay for radiation. A little bit warm, but we're fine. I'm just gonna. What's the daylight situation? So we're currently here. I could come down here and see if we can pick up that copper. And I haven't actually checked out any of these ruins either, so... Wow, it says resource 400 of. Okay. Right, I found another lithium deposit. Right, I think I'd rather have that over the copper. So we're just going to drop down. There's going to be a bit of an inherent risk here. One is going to be temperature. The other is going to be spitting bugs. Let's just get this hooked up. Drill. Tap. This is actually, I think it's a medium deposit, so we may not get all of this, but I think I'll grab some of it. I can always come back for more. We're not that far away from our home base. Not sure why I think I've got 72 promethium. This. Another 79. Let's grab one more. Yeah, we're a little bit overloaded now. Let's break that. Yeah, we got 444 promethium. This ship has a lot of carry capacity, but at the same time, it's got a few issues with weight. What we can do is just offload this up here, put that into here. If that will increase the that'll make the ship a little bit lighter. What we will do is, there's some ruins here. I haven't checked out the ruins to see if there's actually anything of any value in them, so we might as well, while we're here, is just take a quick look at the ruins. As far as I know, ruins don't have anything worth looting in them. They're more of a thing, but then again, we are on Alpha 12 experimental, so that could have changed. So we'll just drop down and quick look about what's here. And of course I've got the, whoops, lift up, lift off, lift off. But if you don't look, you don't find. That's probably the best way to say it. It's a temperature -8 now, I think that was. Oh, what we got there. Let's have a little bit of a dig round. It's all on the surface by the look of it. What's that there? Okay, let's put the light on. Just okay. Use the bench. This is a bench. Thank you, game. Just salvage out. Yeah, there's nothing really of any value of here, and this is where somebody puts a comment in the video and says, buried right down deep underneath this is something of immense value. Well, there's a holographic screen here. We'll take that for the electronics. Okay, we've got hypothermia. We're just gonna have to right, let's just fly this way. We'll try and get back in. There's a ruined temple, so we've done the ruins. This is ruined temple here. Let's just take a quick look at the ruined temple so we're in the area. There's no way we can mine out this copper deposit, but never mind. We can always come back for it. So here we are, we're just coming down on the ruined temple. We've got a little bit of light so we can actually see. Looks almost like the ruined temple is very similar to the ordinary ruins. So we'll just have a quick look. Hopefully we won't upset the Talon with this. It's just I think it's going to be is in this area here, isn't it? I can, okay, I can't drill it. Okay. Multi-tool, salvage. This is just concrete. Right, well now we've removed this. If there's anything down here. No, again, it looks very much, it's just on the surface and it's just concrete blocks. Oh well. As I say, if you don't check, you won't find out. Let's have a quick look over the top. And if we could probably take out... No. As I say, it's whenever there's a new update, I kind of doubt my own knowledge is probably the correct way of saying it, because you just never know what's changed, because the Elion are always changing the POIs and stuff like that, so something may look like it was, but at the same time it isn't. Right, let's just come over here. I mean, we're moving into some trees here. I wouldn't mind picking up some more plants and stuff that we can use to do a bit more cooking and put a bit more variety in our diet. We'll just get in here. One thing I haven't seen so far on this planet is a pteropod. Ah, famous last words. There he is. Hello, pteropod. Just blast him with that. Okay, run back. I'm really wasting ammunition on him, aren't I? No, we're not going to bother. I mean, I could go head to head with the shotgun, kill him. Okay, this is. I mean, it's probably stupidity, but who cares? No, reload. He's only a level 2. Touch Gotcha. Got a little bit of meat from him. That's just ordinary rocks. Until I can get the CV finished and we can get a farm going, we're going to have to live very much like a hunter-gatherer type existence. So we'll just grab that. The alien honey would be useful. More over that way. Get the reload. And we'll just pick up the buds. And we'll just get up there. And just jump back into the ship. The way that ship took off, I think it's definitely time to start making my way back towards the large wreckage, and that's where we're going to be heading. What I've been doing is flying low to see if I can see a desert golem, and we are close to the large wreckage, but I thought I'd just show you this. Is what I did off camera is I came out here and looted out all these wreckages, and I actually found a couple of cargo boxes buried down underneath some of these areas here. So it's certainly worth digging them out once you've got yourself a proper mining tool. Got the teleporter station here, and I don't think there's any loot left here that's going to be worth picking up. No, it's all steel plates. I think all the real good stuff got blown up when I did the mission. So we're just going to head back to the large. We're going to get back to the wreckage. Now, as we land, there's probably a good chance that we may get a base attack, so just pull in really close like this, pull in, and we're just going to drop off and burn the thrusters off, save a little bit of fuel. I'm waiting for the sign to come up and say base attack imminent. Something else I'll show you is that when I looted down the Heidelberg, I actually found a med station, and down here we've also got a one for treating radiation sickness. Oh, we're not actually getting an attack anyway. Time to unload what little we did pick up, so we're just going, oops. That can go to the fridge, so we'll just put that in there, that in there. Large wreckage, constructor in, and a controller, certainly going to get that there. That there, that there, that there, that there, that there, that there. Got a sentry gun. Oh, of course I picked a sentry gun up from that crash ship, didn't I? Oh, that could be useful. What we can do is put that there. Oops, I've got a big pile of stone, which I probably could have dumped, actually, come to think of it. And a player. Fortunate thing is I'm kind of filling my ship up with associated junk at the moment. We're certainly going to need that. Let me just check large wreckage. Constructor out. Yep. I knew I made some multi-charges. I just forgot to put them in my inventory. Constructor in. I'm going to need some more 15mm ammunition. So let me just do that. Make about 20 odd of that. Probably going to need some more power cells as well. Really do with the bigger ones, so this is more efficient, but think about another 40 of those. You can see I've got a little bit of neodymium here, but it's got no problem. And actually, while I'm here, I will show you what I was talking about. As you can see here, to make titanium rods, you've got to get titanium ore, which then is used to make titanium plate. But if I actually, if we can find the flux coil here, to make a flux coil, we actually need 2 titanium rods, and it's the same for all the basic components that need titanium, like the oscillator here. And this is a little bit of a trap, because if you come up to the hardened steel blocks, you can see that needs titanium plates. So it's that 2-step process that can give you a bit of a problem. because again, if I come back here and show you, because I actually did the unlocks to test this, or have I unlocked it? No, I didn't unlock it. You can see here, to make the CPU extender for the tier 2, I need another flux coil. Now I could go out and try and shoot a lot of drones down and try and get a random drop from a flux coil like that, and if I can find I can never find the actual SV constructor here, mobile constructor here. You can see that the CPU points for this is 2000. If I go back to my ship here, you will see that that would take this up to 6,750, so it would take it well over that area there. So that's my dilemma at the moment. And I think just to finish the video off, let me just get back to the silver shade lights. Put this up here. I think we could probably do with putting another sentry gun up here. Where should we put it? Let me see. My instinct is to kind of go in hard and heavy. I could put one up here, but the trouble with that is if they get close, you've got no range. So actually, I'm kind of inclined to put one here against the bolt wall here. Although I'm going to have to move this little damaged hover bike out of the way. So if we get a base attack and they come in this way, life will be a bit difficult. Also, yeah, a big thank you for all you who talked about the fact my base is not airtight, and that you can see it's due to the fact that we got these trusses. Trusses are not airtight, but to be honest, I'm not particularly that worried about it because it would take quite a lot to replace all these trusses. You can see I've got holes in the base everywhere, and I'm not staying. This isn't going to be my permanent base, and so what the idea is that once I get the CV, we're going to literally strip this right down for everything in it. We'll take all the components on the inside, we'll pack them away in the SV. What we'll do is we'll take all the components inside, pack them into the CV, and then we'll use that if and when we go to another planet we need a base. So this isn't going to be my permanent base. So that's the reason why I'm not too worried about the base not being airtight, because I've got the ship there which I can use to cool off in. Anyway, I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, I think we're going to have to go up into space and see if we can find some asteroids with titanium on it and maybe a crash ship. Maybe we can do the next step in the distillery. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.